Welcome to the Free Assange Vigil.
Hey!
Yeah, it's the crew. Slow News Day,
My name is Glory Jones.
and my name is Steve. Poikinen.
And I'm Craig Pasta Jardula here.
We
I'm gonna smack you across the face with a mackerel.
we're incredibly silly. And that's okay. It was a wonderful day here in sunny Los Angeles.
Sorry, Los Angeles.
Little traffic on the 110 today, but we're here to do an event recap of what went down today in Hollywood, California, with the We Are All Assange event and the Fuck Censorship rally. What are you?
Magnus.
Oh, okay.
Don't say that. Oh my God.
I'm with myself too. It's a little glory.
And we're also going to be joined here shortly by the big homie Franco. Pasta will pop in. Maybe Amber from Roar Media. Andrew Zygmunt is on the road, and will probably be joining in about an hour. And I'm sure that much well-mannered frivolity will take place.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I can hear Pasta, and it's just hilarious to me. I'm sorry.
Pasta's
I
a
thought she was
distracting
laughing.
fucking guy, man. He really is.
Yeah, I thought she was laughing because Steve was like, "Oh, it's gonna be well mannered," and then,
Oh yeah, well that's
and then
bullshit.
yeah,
but
you
yeah.
have me on the stream.
Let's talk about the day, shall we?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Let me tell you something, Steve. Let's talk about the day.
So we got to gather in front of
Yeah.
the CBS Viacom on Sunset Boulevard, and got to meet a bunch of people that from the chats, man. James, Margaret Villa, Camila?
Yeah, Camilla. Yeah.
Camilla, sorry if I'm fucking your name up, dude. It was hella nice meeting
He's
you.
a white man. What do you
The number of, fuck.
Grizzly Anon.
Well, yeah, big shout
Another
out.
day is possible.
Yeah.
Another world.
Another worldview is possible.
Yeah, big shout out to Ian. He got up and spoke too. Rachel Brunke joined us, who was one of our panelists yesterday. Imelda.
Yeah,
Yes, Imelda, who emailed us. There's Johnny Sue.
That was the captain of the Hollywood division. That cop that was there. They sent the captain for us, which was...
It was a wonderful, warm welcome, Steve. It was actually quite nice.
He was super nice, dude, and we're like, yeah, you guys are kind of fucking dicks, and
Glory Jones couldn't hold back.
Yeah. No, okay. Well, listen. Actually, I did hold back because I didn't tell him to quit his job. First of all,
You didn't call him a cunt.
Second, basically what happened was he was like, "Oh, well, we don't have the type of violence that happened in the Capitol," and I was like, "No, actually, I was here a couple weeks ago and it was pretty violent." And then he was like, "Oh, well, we just want to make sure that no one here is gonna get run over," and I was like, "Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Actually, last time someone got run over at a protest, it was at the hands of LAPD." So. So basically, he was trying to be all, nice and like fake neoliberal shit, and we were just like, yeah, fuck off, we don't need you.
Basically.
Ron Placone came out. Ron
Yes.
came and spoke. Kim Iverson was out. She was filming and did some interviews. Who else?
Like another worldview is possible. Used to work at KPFK, which is where I used to work too. Hunter and Ty came.
Yeah.
They've gone to DC and they've come to California now.
Oh, yeah.
That's two. And there was some new people. So a film director person, that was her name. She was taking pictures, and I got her information, so hopefully we'll get some pictures from her. Rodolfo, who is a local community activist who ran as a Green Party member, he came and spoke about the local issues that are directly affecting and how they're trying to silence dissent. There was just so many people. My friend Keith came, just so many wonderful people, more people than I thought would show up.
And that
I was
kid
impressed.
in the red shorts.
We
up
really
front,
were speed walking too.
Yeah. That's why I said to slow down, Steve, because they couldn't keep
that
up.
man in the red shorts up. Okay, you
I got a
zoomed
broken
in, but
leg.
like that.
I know,
The
but
other part of
you're
that banner, you can see
superhuman.
him with the long hair. He was at our panel yesterday, and he literally went from like, you know, asking basic questions and like like, you know, what sources can I look towards, and like writing them down, like taking notes and engaging with us on that panel, to like being at this protest and like holding the banner for us and seeing like the engagement with people from the panel was fucking awesome. It was amazing.
Do you think you could make connections with some of these people who are in LA to help out with some Assange actions? Because a lot of them seem enthused, and I hadn't met a good portion of them. And also, we got a lot of like honks and stuff from the what is it, like a fire truck and random cars all over the fucking. It was crazy. I didn't know there were that many pro Assange people here.
Yeah. I mean, like, I figured that we would get some, just because, like, that's what happens anytime you protest in a crowded area. And, you know, that's obviously what we were aiming for with Hollywood. But, like, you know, the outpouring of support that would, like, you know, put their fist up and honk, seeing Julian Assange's face, seeing that banner. And you know, it's not like we were chanting like fuck censorship the whole time. Like, we would go through, I would say like, hey people of Hollywood, it's been 2 years since an award-winning journalist was arrested for exposing war crimes and stuff like that, and like letting people know in between chants. So very good, like, crowd-wise, and seeing how the public received it. And, you know, obviously because we're protesting at CNN, like, a lot of normal people are gonna be friendly towards that.
Yeah, 100%. My like whole start in activism came from like a Bernie type of background, where we were supporting Bernie Sanders in 2015, 2016. We were talking about healthcare. We were talking about all these issues, housing.
I loved that umbrella, by the way. Just
and
wanna
all
put that.
these things. And it's like, it's like crazy how like Assange was never a part of the conversation. And so, yes, we knew that we were not going to get a lot of the people that we should have gotten. But at the same time, there was a lot of people that did support us that were, you know, they're not as vocal about it, but they're like on it. They understand now, especially with the last few like situations that have happened as a result of the Biden administration, you know, whether it was the CHP coming to someone's house, or the FBI coming to someone's house, or what happened after January 6th, and how they're trying to frame these white domestic terrorists as like Al-Qaeda. And like, it's crazy, and all these things happening. I think people are starting to see that. So I think it's important that we remain vocal, because I think there's so many connections to be made. A lot of these people are activists in their communities. So it's wonderful to draw that line to see how Assange and press freedoms directly affects every issue they're fighting for. And that was a common theme throughout the whole day when people were talking about, they were like, hey, I'm this person, I did this and that, and this is why it's happening. And I love that.
No, that's a great thing that you bring up, because like that's something that we aim to foster and create, and like communities of activists coming together with their separate causes and recognizing that they have to come out for this. Because like we had people from anti-war, we had like environmental activists, we had someone who's very involved in their local city council stuff, and just speaking as to why this case is so important. And that was freaking awesome.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it to you because you haven't said anything of it. So, you know, I'm going to do the thing that I did in the march. I'm going to throw it to my man, Steve.
Hey there. Sorry, I trying to watch the footage, man. It was
That's what the TV up there is.
Lovely day. It really was. It was a really nice day. And look, man, I know that I've said this in relation to the Clovers thing, but there is something incredibly cathartic about walking down the middle of the street and screaming fuck CNN and fuck Bill Gates and fuck Eric Schmidt and fuck the CIA and fuck the FBI. And I mean, it was lovely, absolutely lovely. And there it be. Look at it.
Yeah.
Fucking.
There's some watermarks from my spit
up
on
there
these
with
windows.
a green screen, faking a chemical weapons attack.
Yup.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like I said,
And-
there are watermarks on those windows from my spit.
And it should have been, and I think, we had, 3 weeks of turnaround when we were in DC, and we were like, oh, yeah, let's do a protest. 3 weeks of, literally just getting back and us trying to get into the flow of things, and we've been dealing with a lot behind the scenes, and all these things happening at once, getting our, demonetized, our video footage stolen, all these things that we've had to deal with, and we still managed to turn out a good amount of people for, a 3-week turnaround, and I think it's getting better and better each time there is an event with Assange. Things keep getting bigger, and Franco is here now. Franco!
What's up, guys? You guys were yelling so loud that the mic kind of muted. How's it going, guys? You guys were awesome. I was watching the live footage, but I'm confused because there's people on Twitter that are saying apparently we don't do anything and we just complain on Twitter.
Oh, Franco coming in hot.
Hey.
It amazes me how often people go out of their way to ignore the shit that we have going on, unless you need to smear or lie or threaten or do a bunch of dumb shit. There were 10, 11, 12 We Are All Assange events in the US alone today. And Franco, you were in Washington, D.C. We also had Seattle, Denver, Chicago. The Boston crew came down to D.C., I think, or I don't know. We'll get there.
New York City,
New York,
Tulsa.
yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma, fucking
Chicago, Denver,
Raleigh,
North Carolina, probably Tampa. I think Watchmen did a thing. Portland, that's right. And then a We Are All Assange event will be at Springfield, Mass. next week at the offices of Markey and one Elizabeth
Snake Warren.
I'm 66% Southern Native American.
Wait a minute. Are you saying Pasta is he Warren? Come on.
No. Elizabeth Warren, her Native American ancestry was great because it was the exact same percentage she had of being elected president, which was 1,000.
Burn.
Was she pulling better than Biden?
Probably,
yeah.
but
Juiced. And people still
the
thought
only
she had a
person
better
that didn't
chance than
poll
Biden
better
at the
than
time.
Biden was Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
And she will be president.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Franco, please tell us what went down in DC.
We heard you was getting
DC
fired
was
up.
awesome. Yeah, it was. The weather was great.
Andrew said you fucking rocked it.
Yeah, I gave a speech. I gave 2 speeches, gave a shout out to Misty because she's doing a great job trying to get other journalists to talk about this. It's crazy how there's still all these independent journalists that call themselves progressive that are still not talking about Assange. And I called out Ken Klippenstein on there because he was being an ass on Twitter.
Yeah, fuck you, Ken.
Now's not the time to joke like that. How insensitive was that, saying, I'm just doing this to spite you? You guys saw that, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's
I called
not.
him
It's
out.
not the place right now. Julian Assange is getting tortured, and you're joking like that. And then there's thousands of people that like this tweet.
Well, and to
I
have
a
that
question
little
for you guys.
idiot come under it to be like, well, he's written, I guess if he's, writing about it 3 times isn't enough. No, motherfucker, it's not.
But Steve, they
clearly-
only want to talk about Assange so they can go on a little rant about it once every, 3 months or so to say they
Clearly,
did it.
there's progress though, because we are getting all these different locations protesting for Assange. But how much energy should we focus on these people that are still calling themselves AOC stands?
Yeah.
Or they're not calling themselves that, but they're acting like it.
Right.
But how much energy should we focus on those people as opposed to focusing on the rest of the masses who are more
None.
so normies?
Yeah.
0. Lead follower, get the fuck out of the way.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we're under attack for a reason, right? Franco, some of these people wake up every day and all they do is directly attack us or attack, Misty or attack like Nico. Like that's what they do. If you go to their Twitter profiles, that's all you see. Like they literally just sit there and attack like these people. And it's like, okay, well, what are you doing to show for it? And of course they say, oh, these people are a bunch of disorganized people that are just doing what Jimmy Dore wants. It's like, no. This has nothing to do with Jimmy Dore. This is people doing this because it fucking matters.
Say Jimmy's name once during our event
because that's all they see, and that's all they hear from the people that they listen to, like Sam Cedar.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't see how counterproductive it is to listen to these like mainstream outlets, because I still consider Sam Cedar and PYT mainstream.
But the thing is, like, in doing this, they're exposing themselves because look what's happening here. You were at a protest. You were organizing. We were organizing. We managed to get a lot of people out that we didn't even know were for Julian Assange. Like, it was amazing. It felt good to have that energy there that, like, people, like, one of my friends who hadn't protested in a while or done an event was like, wow, this gave me, like, hope that there's still something going on after everything has failed. Like, the squad has failed. A lot of the politicians that people put their hope in have failed. A lot of the, like, even the BLM movement, like, all of that, like, it stopped. All of that. Like, this has, like, given people a new, like, reinvigorating hope.
I was literally gonna say, LA, we had our own Eric come out. An 83-year-old. He was out there protesting. He was like, and fuck them all. and he was amazing. I forgot his name and I feel awful about that. But like, he like, yeah. He was awesome. He was the visibly old looking dude.
Yeah.
And he was, and he said like, I'm 83 years old, and we're like, wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for coming. It was so awesome to see him. Like we had an age range there from 10 years old to 83.
Have you guys ever seen evidence of people coming around, like people who used to trash you guys or trash people similar like you, and then later on they apologize and then they're like join forces with you guys and they're like, hey, I woke up, sorry about before.
Yeah, I've seen it on Twitter. Several people have sent me like messages. I'm so sorry. Especially regarding AOC. Like, I went after you when you went after AOC, and now I realize I was wrong. Like, I want to actually collect some of these and post them out, not for gloating purposes, but for the fact that people can change and we should accept that and embrace that. And like, that's why we talk to people we disagree with, even the people who are most vile to us. I'm like, hey, like, this is what we're doing. I don't know what you're talking about, but this is what's going on. Don't tell people that they're not organizing when it's happening. It's just not under what you deem as like what it should be. I don't know what they think should be.
Sorry it's not canvassing for a corrupt politician for 4 hours every day.
Right.
Also,
because like I'll give you credit, you're doing something, but realistically, like, it's no.
Yeah.
Those posts would be useful, like also for people like us, people who follow, Combo Couch Soul News, to not stress out so much when they see or feel so helpless when there's people out there that are attacking us.
Yeah.
Just be patient, and if they don't come around now, like, I don't know, like next year, then it is what it is. Like, other people will come around.
Yeah.
And it's a domino effect. Like, once, like, it's gonna like, awareness will increase exponentially, because the more people find out, like, they're gonna tell people close to them. Like, it'll just go exponentially. It's not gonna be linear. Like, it's not like, could you have imagined like an event like this happening like 2 years ago?
No, I don't think people would have shown up. I mean, this movement has strengthened.
Maybe just because it was the day that he got arrested.
But look, man, when we organized our first Action for Assange event in DC in February of last year, it was like us and maybe 4 other people. Like, no, it's not true.
2019?
But like, we rolled with like nearly 20 people, but like there were people at the first event on opening day of the trial, just like there were on opening day of the trial in September. But the difference in attendance between February and September was day and night. The difference in attendance from September to January in DC, exponentially bigger. Same thing from January to March to the Clovers thing, again bigger. And then now we're holding these events in, you know, double-digit numbers of cities for the first time. And then internationally, there were almost 40, over 40 if you count the online events. Like that's it's proof of concept. It's real time seeing the work that we've all been putting into this pay off, and all we can do is hope that, like, the people that have learned about this, you know, keep communicating it, keep talking to other people about it, keep getting the word out.
Yeah.
We're out of fucking time.
Yeah. And I saw some people say that today. We're out of time. We're out of time. Multiple people said that today. And, like, you know, it's not just Steve saying it or Glory saying it or I saying it. It's like, dude, like, this is, like, now you realize with what's happening, like, around you that we are out of time. And, like, the reason people are so passionate, and sometimes people think some of us are too harsh, that we can't, you know, that nobody pleases us, that nobody's good enough. It's like, well, but, like, it has to be this sort of tough love, because it's like, otherwise you guys are just going to continue pretending you can reform the Democratic Party and focusing on Nina Turner when she's thanking people like Bakari Sellers who smeared Breonna Joy Gray. I mean, this is like stupid shit, but I'm telling you, on the greater scheme of things, it's like, stop putting all your fucking hope on politicians, goddammit. Like, stop. Just stop.
Oh yeah, these people need to feel the urgency. Like we have to remind them, like, what do you expect? Like, we're gonna get, like, what, 100 AOCs when? Like, when will that happen? Like,
Ew, I don't want 100 AOCs.
I don't want 100
or more.
Do you want 100? I don't want 100 AOCs.
No.
Oh my god, real quick, I have to say, when we were walking up to the CNN on stream, you guys couldn't see it, but, like, as we were walking up, once we got to, like, the intersection where it was at, there was a moment where I'm like, hey yo, we gotta give CNN the proper greeting. And so like, there was a cascade of, like, you know, what were our numbers, like 60 people flicking off CNN. It was
glorious.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys were like, fuck. Wait, did you guys say Bill Gates? I heard you
yeah.
guys say
Yeah.
fuck Eric Schmidt.
Glory
fuck
Jones.
Google.
Yeah, Bill
absolutely
Gates,
did
Eric
happen.
Schmidt. I think I read out of people
Oh yeah,
at that
normalize
point.
that shit.
Yeah,
More people need to hear that.
yeah,
I love chanting that in DC. So
Oh,
it's great
yeah.
to see you guys carry that over to the West Coast.
Oh yeah, there were times.
DC really needs to hear that.
Yeah, it was nice because both me and Pasta were like, you know, manning the megaphones during the marching part. So I would yell into the microphone, and then, you know, once I needed, like, a little breather, I'd be like, and I'm kicking it over to my man Pasta.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, Pasta was great. Yeah, Glory, do you think about, like, people like Bezos, Elon Musk, Eric Schmidt as, like, the final anime bosses? Like, like the people that are, like, behind the scenes, like, controlling everything.
You know what? They're the guards to the final boss, which is Henry Kissinger.
Right?
Do it, 2021. Do it.
Stop being a pussy,
Don't be
2021.
the little bitch that 2021.
Not
You
the
can
Ross
do it.
Cloud.
Don't be the little fucking simp that 2020 was. Take Henry Kissinger.
Please.
Take him. I want to throw the Kissinger died party. We had good news last week, though. It was the 8th anniversary of Margaret Thatcher's death. And
Yay.
That's mean. Don't dance around her grave. Johnny Dolphin. No, yeah. Yeah. Fuck
Johnny
war
Parrotfish,
criminals.
yeah.
That's all.
Johnny gave a
Johnny
hell of
got-
a speech today.
Hey! Those are
Johnny
parrotfishes.
Parrotfish.
That's a parrotfish, guys. They're lovely colors. They're trippy as fuck. They look
They're
beautiful.
hippies. Look at 'em.
They
He's
look
smiling.
beautiful when you counter them in person with their
That
colors.
fish high as fuck,
And-
yo.
And they eat coral and they poop out
wonder
sand.
they're high.
That fish
So-
is lit.
Is there weed in the coral? Like, there's some sort of psychedelic shit.
There's
all the
Xanthella.
cocaine and heroin that has been like dropped from smuggling boats is now in there, and that fish is gonna look like
Dude, it
that
looks high
until he
as fuck.
fucking
a lot
strokes
of
out.
calcium and zooxanthella.
Steve's giving them little pieces of his shrooms.
If I thought it worked as bait, sure.
Okay, yeah, but as we were saying, Johnny, fucking fired up, bro. Johnny Fire. Yeah.
Johnny
that's-
Fire.
Johnny F-bomb. Man, on the megaphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you guys happy with the turnout? Would you guys, or was it what you were expecting?
No, I expected less, and the turnout was better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically because we had only 3 weeks, and a lot of our friends, like our friends that we know, were out of town. And we got all this together in the middle of being extremely busy with dealing with other shit. Like,
Yeah.
it was like really quick, and like I think if we had more time, it would have been even better. And also during COVID, this is just like the reopening in California, so some people would have come if, like, you know, some people who feel like they need a vaccine, they would have come, like, if they got all their shots and stuff. But we had some
Yeah.
indie media, you know, we had Ron, we had Kim, and it was nice seeing them there, you know.
It was, for sure.
It was great.
Yeah.
Like, I respect that, like them coming out
Yeah.
and supporting
I really do.
something like
Shout out
that.
again to Ian from Another Worldview
Mhm.
is possible.
Yeah.
Nah, like that was dope that they came.
Big shout out to Amber up there.
Yeah,
at-
she came from
upstairs.
Seattle.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
they
big
were
shout
traveling.
out to Freya.
Freya, 10 years
Oh,
old.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know if
you
you
guys
saw.
don't know who Freya was. She was the
I saw.
10-year-old
Yeah.
that went.
Can I curse?
Okay. Fuck censorship.
Usually she doesn't ask.
I'm glad to see a lot of people like seeing each other, encountering each other for like a second time or a third time. And then there were people down there in DC that were talking about starting an Action for Assange chapter within the DMV.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
what we get when we
Wow.
have these on the
Yeah.
ground protests. People meet and they organize, and then it translates into more protests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bigger numbers, people coming out, more helping each other, connections, all this stuff. Like I said, I didn't know there were that many pro Assange people here. You know, we were talking about it yesterday. It passed a resolution for this club that used to be a Bernie club, but it was like the progressives all voted yes in the Democratic Party to support the Assange resolution to back Julian Assange. But when it went to the California Democratic Party, they voted it down. So it just goes to show you,
I can't
like,
believe
if there's
they would
more.
do that, Fee.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's expected, but it was nice to see the pushback from people who, you know, have been influenced by not just people like you guys, but even us in our own community and other people around who, you know, are starting to question things that they didn't question before. Because we get a lot of crap. Pasta and I, when we started out, we were interviewing like really social justice warriors, Me Too activists, a lot of them. And then now it's like, oh, like when I used to know Fiorella, she wasn't like this, talking about, you know, talking to Boogaloo Boys or talking about this Russian asset that is Julian Assange. It's like, dude, like, am I supposed to stay the same? I think we need to start like understanding that people are supposed to evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're the same as you were 4 years ago, then what the fuck are you doing? Like that's the problem.
Don't settle, people. Keep digging
Yeah.
for the truth. Plus, when you go to these events, you get buttons like these. You see them?
Ah, that's right.
Okay, Franco. Okay.
What? They're awesome. I
Franco,
love them.
you should.
I'll give it to you.
We need to
Franco,
make more
'cause
of
you were
those.
Nice.
Where's my button, Jones?
Yeah, we need to make more of those,
I gave
Franco.
you a damn Steve
I don't
pin.
have a glory.
No, they
What
steal
happened
them.
to
That is
Steve
out
pin
of
that you
my
got?
jurisdiction, Sleepy J.
No, it's
I don't
not.
have a
Did Steve take it from you?
I don't have any extra buttons.
Bullshit.
I don't. I need to get on that. I really do.
We bought shirts for everyone, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of people at the protest
Yeah.
got.
Oh,
That's
I wish I
some-
was wearing my Assange sweater, but it's green and it bleeds into the green screen.
Aw.
Steve saw the other day. I look like a floating head with like.
Oh,
really
you look like
did.
Roar Media.
Tell him to sit. Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, the floating head
You should have
show.
been the floating head.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh. Yeah.
You're, in terms of like personal evolution and growth in people's like journey along this path. That kid who showed up at the event yesterday, not knowing anything, like I was joking with Jones earlier. I'm like, man, this kid is going to go back to his friends and lose all of them. You know, like, but we're here for you, dude. Like, it's so wild. Like the disconnectedness between,
like we're extremely busy people. We can't respond to everything, but like we got your back. We do. Yeah. Just wanted to make that 100%. Clear.
Yeah, no, I'm looking in the
he was on the front row.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that's incredible.
Yeah, and Johnny played it on stream. I pointed it out. Like he went from like not knowing anything and asking, you know, like basic nice questions to carrying the banner for us.
Yeah. And he was thanking us the whole time. He was thanking us the whole time.
On the megaphone.
Yeah, it's just nice.
That's wait. Come on, pan the camera past
and
Johnny.
that kid spoke too.
Pan the camera past.
There we go.
There you go. Pan it up a bit, Johnny. There you go.
Conrad.
Yeah, that's a great name too.
So far, I have not seen anybody go backwards after they figure out things. Like after they figure out truths.
It's hard to go backwards, though.
If you unring the bell, if you try to, you can't. I mean, you can't. You can't unring the bell, but if you try to, it like breaks you.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of people do it. I had a co-host.
Really?
Who tried to unring the bell.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I know. Yeah. Most of the time it doesn't happen because your mind expands. I think it was an Oliver Wendell Holmes quote where it's like once your mind has expanded to this level of knowledge and understanding, you can't go back. It's like I always say sometimes too, like I wish I could go back to being like a completely just disaffected, normal, like typical person. Sometimes I'm just like it would just be so much less stress, but it's like no, you don't really want that.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
In the long term, it'll hit you back because all these problems are going to build up and they're going to affect you. Then you're not going to understand why, I don't know, you're losing your house. You're not going to understand why you have all these restrictions and so all your civil liberties are taken away.
Yeah.
Because the corporations and the predator class got more powerful in the shadows while you weren't paying attention.
Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel right. That's why a lot of people, I think, like, are suffering mentally, you know, like emotionally, because they don't know how to deal with the situation at hand, especially when it comes to drugs and alcohol. It's like in America, you drink to like forget. A lot of people, like growing up, like a lot of people would drink or do pills and stuff to forget their situation at hand. Whereas if you go to other countries, people do it as a social thing, like because they're having fun with other people, not because they have to medicate themselves. And that's a huge part of it too, like the mental health that is like fucked because so many people don't know how to deal with the fact that we live in this system and that we're dealing with this. They don't know how to deal and they feel alone. They feel like nobody thinks like they do.
Well, their way of dealing with it is to get numb.
Right.
And I get it.
Right.
I do.
Shout out to the Sackler family.
I get it. Yeah, right? Right? Fucking like, but at some point it even affects you if you numb it out. Like the act of numbing it out continually affects you. But I mean, you know, it just compounds it when the realities of empire come home to you personally while you've been numbing or while you've been, you know, like distraction, whatever, to not be conscious of what you feel inherently. And that shit is very wrong, and it's going wrong at a much faster clip than it has been. And rather than doing something about it, it's just so much easier and natural for a population that has been dumbed down and conditioned by fear to roll up and fucking ignore it than to do exactly what we're doing on the video there, which is grabbing some banners and walking down the street with a megaphone, yelling out who's responsible for
Blocking
this shit.
traffic.
Oh yeah, we did. We
Block traffic.
Yeah.
no
Yeah, I saw those
fucks.
cars
Zero
honking.
fucks.
That
No,
was awesome.
literally, like, you know, cops came over and everything. We told him, like, no, you can fuck off. We got this. And then,
Not in those words.
and then,
but-
you know, okay, not exactly like that, but that was the sentiment that that
You
very
politely told them
sentiment.
to fuck off.
He's
that
like, who's
very
the
s-
organizer?
He
We're
brought
like,
it up
we're
that-
all
Well, we
organizers.
just want you to make sure that all these things have people getting hit by cars. Did you
Yeah.
guys see the slow roll FBI guy?
No.
Black Charger?
No, I missed that.
Steve saw.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah,
It's not surprising.
Did we make some friends? Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not surprised about
Yeah.
about that. It's like, yeah, like we finished our initial speakers and then we walked straight out into the street and did our thing. It's like, it's way easier to block traffic than you think, as long as you have people
Enough
who, like,
people.
yeah, as long as, and you don't even need the number of people that we had in that protest. Like, you realistically, you could probably block traffic with like 10 or less people.
Yeah.
Or less even. As long, like, obviously if there's less people, then like you gotta know what you're doing and you gotta
Right.
be able to like maneuver better, but like you can do it. And like I've been at protests where it's been done before. So there's
you guys feel like-
there's always room to disrupt.
Do you guys feel like some of those people who are being blocked, like when people who are in traffic learned something new while you guys were protesting?
Some of them were honking us, you know?
We had a guy who was hanging out, James, who ran to go, like re-up his parking. And on his way back, there were 3 women who had stopped for a moment, who 2 of them had their phone out and were looking up who Julian Assange was. He's overhearing this as he's walking back and got back. Yeah.
And another thing that I noticed, because I was kind of like behind everybody, kind of watching, there were a lot of people that were like, there was this little kid that was like, what are they doing? You know, and this guy was, so it's like, there's a bunch of people that are rolling through. They
Yeah.
don't even know what's going on.
So yeah, the street we were in, there was a lot of people like behind our friend Franklin was saying, because he kept like the back end of the whole thing, and that there was people that were just like trying to figure out what we were doing, and even them just trying to look up who he is, who Julian Assange is, and what we were doing is a big deal. And when we were walking back to our car, there was people that were like, "Hey, where were you guys coming from? Oh, WikiLeaks, I like that." Da da da. Like, I think more people actually know because WikiLeaks was such a popular, you know, release, but I don't think people know like the depth of what it means and like who Julian Assange necessarily is and what it signifies for press freedoms. I think there's so many people that are willing to be educated on that, and people are hungry for leadership too, for anything. Like there's just so many people that were just hungry to just go out to a protest because they haven't gone to one in a long time.
Yeah.
So.
Sounds like you guys were accomplishing your goals today.
Yeah.
Live streaming it to the masses who are in around the area, but also you guys reached the masses there in LA, like people who need to hear this that didn't know what was going on. And it's not their fault that they don't know, because they're like, it's really hard to find this stuff out when they're commercialized with everything wherever they go.
Especially
public
here.
transportation, they see
Yeah.
like all these mainstream signs and all, like they turn on the TV, like mainstream everything. They don't hear the name Julian Assange when they turn on the TV. It's being kept in the dark.
Yeah.
They don't want people to know about what's going on with Julian Assange.
So, real quick, man, because that was a hell of a cough. That one worked.
That's how wise Steve 40 years from now will sound.
So, during the event today, we had a number of tips come in on the Rockfin.
Oh wow, yeah.
I'd like to tighten this though.
Steve can't help himself but do a fucking fix thing.
Man,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and run through this real quick, and I'm sorry that I'm not gonna be reading this, but it did happen like earlier in the day. Thomas Willickitz, Paul B. Weasel Quest, Eric Froschneider, Monique, Dave Carlton, TBS Mata, Matthew Dorr, Marimir, Aram, Karen, Garner, Rivior. I'm gonna fuck that up. Rivioria, Costello, from this stream, catching up late. That's all right, buddy. We're gonna fucking ramble for a little bit more. Tony watches closely.
Tony.
Much love to you all. Huh?
I said I'll probably come say hi at the end.
Aww.
Yay!
Great job you've all been doing. Sorry for missing the other shows, bro. It's all right.
I'm gonna block pasta.
Hell yeah, Franklin. Let the people see you. Franklin.
Let's see what pasta says. He's been hating on me all day.
Damn.
Nice to meet you, Franklin.
Franklin.
Franklin kind of his voice kind of sounds like Robbie Yeager's. It sounds very.
You know what, dude? I was watching Redneckonomics the other day with Robbie Yeager, and it dawned on me that they could be kinfolk.
We are kinfolk. We come from Appalachia.
Yeah. But no, Robbie and Stevie, like the thumbnail for that,
Yeah.
like they.
Yeah.
Stevie is 100% my kin.
Mm.
But I don't know about Robbie.
I mean, he's North Carolina.
That's questionable. Appalachia.
It's like West Virginia's beard.
Yeah.
What were some of the highlights for the DC gig there, Franco?
For the DC gig.
Anybody
Andrew
pop
gave
out of the
really great
bushes
speeches.
on you?
Yeah.
No Nick. No, unless he was in
No
the bushes,
pink
then I didn't
umbrellas?
really check. No what?
No pink umbrellas.
No pink umbrellas. No.
You scared him off, Franco.
No Nicky Bushes.
He said, yeah, I might come because Glory Stephen Amber ain't there, but shit, Franco's there. Nah, man, no chance.
It's not that all he has to you have to confront your fears. Like that's the best thing you can do, man. Just confront it. Just answer the questions. It might be hard, but at least you did it. And now you don't have to deal with it anymore after you answer the questions that I have. What's the big deal? There's no big deal there.
You ask hard questions.
You get them over with. Like you face the hard questions and you get them over with.
Can I capitulate? Is that a lifeline? Capitulation? Can we create 4 lifelines?
No.
No.
Capitulation is not a lifeline.
Steve, how much would you say that spirituality has helped you with your political awakening?
I mean,
do you think it's helped you see things more objectively and
when
more?
you understand that matter can't be created or destroyed, and that all the matter that is all the matter that was, is all the matter that will be, then it dawns on you that we are all one.
Yeah.
There's no getting around that. There's no getting away from that. So that makes team sports seem pretty fucking silly. That makes it makes the manufactured confusion a lot easier to spot. It's heartbreaking. Watching people who are otherwise intelligent, caring, more often than not rational human beings, get pinned down and driven by fear, and to be conditioned into having knee-jerk emotional reactions to shit that is A, manufactured and made up, and then B, totally beyond their control, and C, really doesn't affect them. That sucks. It's heartbreaking. It is. But because I don't know. Look, dude, short answer, yeah, absolutely. Because it gives you a place to I don't know, see past the futility of now. And
Helps you see things more systematically, and I guess that's where you said that we are all one. That we see that with the slogan "We are all Assange," right? Like we're seeing that what's happening to Assange affects all of us. Like we're seeing things systematically, right? When we say that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Well, another highlight in DC was not just we weren't just chanting for Assange. We were also chanting for Mumia Abu Jamal. We're saying free them all, free all
Yes.
political
Yeah.
prisoners. I think I heard Gloria, you also chanted for Mumia,
yeah.
right?
And Leonard Peltier, I think.
Oh,
There's
Peltier.
so many. It's hard to.
Yeah.
There's really so many. But I mean, I said it on the streets. I said, you know, we want them all free.
you said it in front of CNN too.
Okay.
I heard a
You did.
rumor that
Fuck
Biden was
CNN.
going to help Flint, Michigan out this year.
Oh man.
Am I wrong?
I think you might be just a bit off there.
Margaret Villa, thank you for the Rockfin tip. It was
Margaret!
so very nice to meet
Yes.
you today, and get to give you a hug. Margaret is absolutely wonderful. She spoke, and has just been a supporter of all of this for a while now. And I mean, you guys, it really is killer to be able to meet you guys, as embarrassing as it frequently is for me. But
Steve was saying that he got there was a distinct lack of hugging today. So just for the future.
Aww.
we it's so like weird given all of the shit that people give us and all of the accusations that get hurled at us about who we are as people and what we believe in and shit like that, to like see how like loving and wholesome and ridiculously adorable like everybody is, dude. It completely blows all of this out of the water. And I mean
we're menaces to the right people.
Yeah.
But around each other, it's none but like love and fun and wholesomeness. But like, you know, like when we were consulting with that cop and we basically told him to go fuck off, or like when we were talking to CNN people, it's like, yeah, you know,
There were CNN people that came out.
oh no,
Like, out of the
talking
building?
to whoever was in the building at the time, if there was someone there.
What did they say?
at this exact moment right now, I think we're calling out the people who work at CNN. That was a round of like, you know, fuck Wolf Blitzer, fuck Anderson Cooper,
that,
fuck
yeah.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper, and then you guys were going into the backstory.
Oh, we
you
said
know,
fuck Fredo.
Wolf Blitzer's ties to freaking APAC.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like someone's
I'm
gonna
pumped for
peg
the
us because
next
we said
events,
fuck
guys.
Fredo.
right.
Yeah.
Do we have coverage of that homeless lady?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't
So
know if anyone can hear it.
it happened it happened when Ron was up, and like in one of the more, I guess, LA from like when I remember being in LA moments.
There he is.
And
And I was scared for her because like she was just like she was going past out the white line and like cars were almost clipping her, and I was trying to get beside her so they wouldn't hit her. And like after I get her through the crowd, she just turns around and fucking belts it out. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
She's going in. She's like, free Assange. He's a hero.
Oh.
He's a saint.
Oh, there she go.
Go back. Turn it up.
Oh, she went off, man.
Yeah, she said
She
more.
did. She was calling the...
Complicit too. I am not a journalist. I am a comedian.
War is a joke. Complicit to evil. Fuck Julian. Humanity. Free Julian.
She went hard.
Yes. She went off.
I don't even know.
No, we were just talking about that. Yeah, like it was awesome. She went off.
No, it was fantastic. So she was calling them demons inside the building.
Yeah.
You know, she was referring to everybody that works inside of CNN as demons. And yeah, threw up some free Assanges and just went back to pushing her cart up the street. Okay. I heard that.
Pretty accurate. I mean, these people are selfish. They're unconscious. They're only caring about themselves. That is evil. That is people who are demons. There's also the demons in Washington D.C. All these politicians that only think about themselves. They sell out. It's an accurate term to call them demons.
Yeah, no, really. Demons.
Demons, devils,
Cunts.
just selfish people. You know, selfish people are only caring about themselves. They don't care about the destruction that they're causing to other people, just so that they can,
no disrespect to the Satanists.
The short-term things that they get in life.
God damn it. I can't copy the link from my phone. Johnny, you're gonna have to send it to him. Sorry.
That is a long story. We're looking to get away from the politics of that area because, you know, Amazon has a stranglehold up there. So we're looking at some land here and there, hither and thither. I'm not from Seattle. I mean, I now live in the greater Seattle region, but I am from South Central Ohio, Appalachia.
Mm-hmm.
You're yelling at me with your eyes now, Johnny. I don't know what you want from me.
He wants you to say that you came down from Seattle.
I came down from Seattle. In a van.
On a pygmy pony.
Down by the river.
Shout out to the Ohioans, Andrew, Zygmunt, and Misty Winston.
We love you, Misty.
What's his email?
Action for Assange at Proton Mail. I'll let him know in Element. That's where it's going.
And if you like Proton Mail, try C Templar. It's also encrypted and it's based in Iceland.
Nice.
Don't forget to download your password managers. I recommend Bitwarden because it's open source and encrypted.
So how long until Combo Couch is back and able to stream?
6 days, Johnny says.
6 more days.
Yeah.
That's such bullshit, man. Ryan can't be anywhere, like in any of these main channels. Otherwise,
well, yeah, he's Google's
they're gonna
most
get
wanted.
flagged.
They hate that fast talking man. Love you, Ryan.
Shout out to Ryan Christian, man. Like I had to deal with my own like alienation from people in my personal life when I started giving them information that I learned from The Last American Vagabond. I don't know about how it was for you guys.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
these are uncomfortable truths that people don't want to accept.
Yeah.
I really don't get it, guys. Like, people don't trust the media when it comes to foreign policy, when it comes to things like Russiagate, when it comes to the OPCW report. They don't trust the mainstream media, the narrative when it comes to politicians. But for some reason, when it comes to COVID, a lot of these people who we thought were on our side, well, they're still on our side with a lot of other things. But when it comes to COVID, They're not questioning the mainstream media.
So-
Oh man, I wish I could join you, Franco, but I haven't
Hey.
got my second shot yet. Like,
You're a
hey,
hater.
bro,
Yeah.
I can't wait till I get this vaccine, dog. Then I can go protest again.
What?
I would join you if I got the second shot. Just-
Glory, pop quiz. What 2 industries in the United States of America have carte blanche?
The police and vaccine. Oh, sorry.
Nope. You're actually, I mean, as much as we don't enjoy the police, they actually don't have carte blanche.
Really? Because I was actually gonna say law
I mean,
enforcement.
for all intents and purposes,
Pharma and tech.
Yeah.
but,
pharma,
yeah.
big pharma, and that's right, Glory, the nuclear industry.
Also true.
Really?
Yeah.
That's right. Wait until we get Amber down here to get lit.
So what are your guys'
Lit.
thoughts on nuclear energy?
There was a question that I missed.
Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on nuclear energy? Because there was someone that was giving me a lot of information about it, and I started leaning more towards it. But now I don't know.
It's really, really green, and we should all bathe in the water from nuclear facilities. Oh wait, that's the talking points. It's not great.
There are so many other ways to generate power that don't involve uranium.
Yeah, and giving waste,
Which we still have to mine for, right?
and giving waste to the surrounding environment.
Right.
Like, I'll admit I haven't done too much research into nuclear, so I don't know everything about it. I'm gonna be upfront about it. Like, it's not one of my topics, but like, you know, me personally, I'm just not a big fan of nuclear waste going in and around the surrounding environment. It's just
Sounds like a hater.
I've heard the argument that you have to use it to bootstrap green energy.
Yep, they are. And clean coal. They're using clean coal as well. It's really clean now. They scrub it. They wash it off first, and then they burn it. That's how I burn my coal. Does nobody else burn coal? I mean,
No, but really, like, people don't see like the ties to like the
What?
Bill Gates Foundation and the ties to the Clinton Foundation, like to all these corrupt families. To like, how are people who consider themselves to be independent media, how come who are on the left not questioning this enough?
because they want it. We're given so much information. It's hard for everybody to be able to absorb it all. and we're told from so many different, and this is the plan, this is part of the game. We're given so much information and so much disinformation that like coal and nuclear, they're greenwashing, like in West Virginia, they're greenwashing the coal, and they're being told, you're going to lose all your jobs. And it's unfortunate that people are buying it, that they're being brainwashed to this. There's no other way. But I understand that the people in West Virginia, they've known this their whole lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on small nuclear reactors and all the money that Bill Gates has given? I mean, Bill Gates. Oh, I should have said that. I'm sorry. YouTube, please. Sorry.
Gil Bates.
Gil Bates.
Bill fucking Gates.
cunt.
This is
self-censor here, right? Slow News Day doesn't self-censor.
Oh.
Microsoft.
We don't play those games.
Microsoft dick.
Right. Stevie. Wait, real quick before you answer that, Franco. Stevie, thank you. Stevie says great job today.
Stevie.
Everybody.
Shout out to Redneck Economics.
Yes.
My kin.
Yeah,
I don't say this enough, but like Redneck Economics, that's a fucking dope ass name.
Yeah.
Great
Redneck
name.
Although when I
Economics.
first
Oh, I
started,
hear
I thought
pasta.
it was about-
I hear
I thought
pasta.
her channel was about like
Jeez.
economic theory
Here I'm
and
coming
stuff like
from
that.
20
Stomping.
miles away.
Sorry,
He's stomping.
There's not enough room.
I can get up. I gotta.
We actually need 2 people if it's possible. To
I'll
get up,
I'll get up.
because we want to wrap up the show or whatever. Because we want to feed you people some
feed
delicious
us.
bolognese and house-made tagliatelle from your girl over
Oh
there.
man, I'm
right
missing
when
out on
Andrew-
all
Hey,
that.
Pasta, what is that thing with your food and like how you don't eat this?
Oh, I'm a vegan.
He's a vegan. What is that thing that's like? You were talking about your heritage and something about like
I'm 66% Southern Italian.
Southern.
Oh,
Let
wait.
people know.
Oh, wait,
He's
Pasta,
six-
how do you feel about civil liberties
I
again?
am strong about my civil liberties.
Are you a civil liberties guy?
I'm a
Why-
leftist
why we're
libertarian, so I
collaborating
care a lot
today
about
has
civil
lot to do with
liberties.
The protection of our civil liberties.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm
like
more
Steve
interested.
Boykin told me they're trying to put you in the Matrix. Don't let them.
All right.
I'm-
Well,
I actually don't recall saying that.
well, me and Steve, Slow News Day Scoop Gang, we finna head up. So, yeah,
We'll probably pop back in to say that we love you and goodbye.
yeah, and close out with Sleepy J, Bass God, Tech Ninja.
Who's like 6 feet away, but not socially distant.
There's no
Love
pool
you,
noodles
Sleepy
here.
J.
I was.
That's where it went.
I gotta head out too, guys. Thank you very much for having me on.
All right.
Gotta get ready.
We love you, Franco.
Don't leave yet, Franco. Wait.
Wow.
Franco.
Wait.
I gotta get ready
wait.
for.
You can't even wait for pasta, Franco.
Pasta. Thank you for repping Rockfin out there, man. More people need to know about Rockfin.
Yeah,
Well, I'm still worried about Rockfin.
but
To
the
be
shirt.
fair.
This is for Andrew here. If you can.
Oh.
Andrew Ziggy.
What's
Hello,
up,
we got
Amber?
Dolphin.
Hey, how
We
are
got a dolphin in
you?
here.
Yes, I'm giving it dolphin.
I have my own dolphin.
What about the peacock? You got any peacock over there?
Am I in the picture?
You're in the picture. Ooh, and I got a green shirt. That's great.
Perfect.
Oh, we forgot.
You got a space shirt.
I'll hold
awesome.
By the way, yes, I am repping Rockfin over here, and I don't like to wear the shirt because I look fat in it. But I had to,
Nah, man, you look strong.
I look
Fit.
fat.
Fit
Look
and
strong.
firm.
Look at the interview I did with Morgan. I look fat. I got like straight man titties.
It's these days. It's called thick.
Andrew Ziggy, he sent it, okay?
That is
Okay,
true.
Cool. I'll see you in a second.
You got it.
Come on in.
All right,
Did
ladies
anyone
and gentlemen.
I-
Did a call or something?
How was DC today, my friend?
Yes.
Weather was beautiful.
Awesome.
Great to see Andrew again. Got to meet and talk to Morgan. There are some young people there that want to start protesting more for Assange around the DMV. Jordan is one of them. Jordan, you guys remember her, right? When she sang.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
she sang.
She's beautiful. Love you, Jordan.
Yeah. Jordan, we're
Josh
sending a
Davis
shirt out
also.
next week.
I'm gonna have to hold
So yeah,
this.
phasing in and
it's
out,
great to
Amber.
see like these people when they go to these protests, they meet each other more.
Mm-hmm.
They start to develop relationships, and then they start organizing more. They form organizations so that they can go out and protest more and spread more awareness, because the masses really need to hear this. Like
Yeah.
all these different neighborhoods out there, like the counties surrounding DC, need to hear about Assange, because those counties are very neoliberal. So that's the significance of this. So it's thanks to you, people like you guys who inspire me, people who like you guys who inspire Jordan and Josh Davis and all these other people to start their own little groups so that they can inform people. So thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well, they say creation breeds creation, inspiration breeds inspiration. So, we're just passing it on from the people who inspired us, and I think it's so important we all get out there. Somebody was saying today in one of the speeches, like, you don't need a lot of things to become a citizen journalist. In fact, one person with their phone can do it 10 times better than these schmucks at CNN, MSNBC, and Fox.
Times better than
So-
TYT and mainstream media.
You just don't get the advertising.
you're throwing a lot of
dollars. So I
shade
just
there.
want to make that perfectly clear out the gate. You're not going to get the same advertising dollars.
Unfortunately.
Hey,
But
I thought you had to
you
have
may have a conscience. At
I
the
thought
end of
you
the
had
day.
to wear like a suit to be a journalist.
and 4 years of debt,
4 years.
compounded interest.
I mean, it doesn't just. You have to
You know.
owe a lot of money for a journalistic degree.
Absolutely. So then your integrity is automatically compromised because you're in the debt cycle. So
What is there
Makes
something
sense.
about blockchaining and something like that? And,
that's the new social credit score.
oh, China.
No,
not
What?
necessarily.
They already have it in China, don't they?
They do, but it's in the UK. It's coming here.
Hey,
There
can you
you go.
guys hear me?
Too, though.
We're working on our social
Yeah.
acceptance. What's up, Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew.
Hey, how are you beautiful people doing?
We hear you.
Good.
We just don't see
Being
you,
beautiful.
darling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be audio only. I'm
Okay.
at a
Well, can't we get a picture?
toll or a rest stop.
With you in the hat? Where's the picture with you
I
with the
love it.
hat on that you
Let
were
me
on?
let me get the hat and I'll turn it on. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
Jeez, man.
Show us the rest
Sorry
stop.
for my distracting shirt.
Is it the
everyone.
rest
I
stop in
didn't-
Coachella?
Didn't plan.
By the way,
But-
you know,
and-
we don't have a social credit score yet, but we do have a financial score. We still have a
FICO?
code that's a score that says this is what you're worth. So I don't find it that different than what they're doing in China right now.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
Yo.
Yo.
So another thing I was gonna say is that the independent journalist community is very welcoming of people. It's a really great community, and there's all these other smaller channels out there that are also, you know, really friendly with each other. They get on live with each other, and they just joke around while
Wow.
also getting informed and sharing information.
Speak for yourself,
It's
Franco.
been
I'm
very
pretty caustic.
welcoming.
You guys speak for yourself, Franco. I'm pretty caustic.
You met Franklin, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Franco met Franklin.
Yeah. Franklin, really, to tell you the truth, he was the eyes and ears out there, kept us safe on the street. I almost got hit by a car, and Franklin said, "Pasta!" And I turned around and saw the car and moved out of the way. So potentially, yeah, he was keeping an eye on us out there today. It was really, to tell you the truth, guys, I'm glad you guys are here because it was something special, because this was our first kind of protest in LA, taking it to the streets ourselves, not with anybody else, not with any other organization, not with anything else. It was just us, like going, all right, fuck this. Let's take it to the streets. Let's march over there. Let's go from CBS to CNN. Let's stop traffic. Let's let the people know as we go through there. You know, so it was really rewarding today to do that on our own, and for you guys to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? It's great. It was a great feeling today.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
It was really nice
I think
to.
you guys did a
take
hell of a
pictures.
job, honestly. Like watching from DC, your guys' audio was awesome through the marches. You could hear everyone super clear. Your press panel is probably one of the most important pieces of historical documentation and like purpose-driven conversation that's happened in America in at least 2020, if not the last 2-3 years.
Oh,
So
man.
that's
Thank you.
Very
yeah.
important.
But on a real note, I know they're not sitting on camera right now, but I want to give a huge shout out to Steve and Josh, because they're fucking heroes. Like Steve has been with us, like with me, since the very beginning, since the very first time. We've literally like gone through hell, and like in the beginning of the year, like after the extradition and then bail denied, I was just in a bad place, and like mentally. And Steve and Josh really did what it took to keep it going. So I'm just so fucking proud of them for organizing the Clovers events and then being able to have us split into a like East and West Coast organizing wing. I think that this is
Right.
I am super freaking excited, I guess would be the way to put it. And I just owe so much gratitude to the two of them because they stuck through, and it's I don't know, it's been wonderful.
And it's interesting that you bring that up because there was a gentleman that was with us today, and he was like, man, I was just feeling really lonely today, and I came out and I was marching with you guys, and I felt invigorated, and I felt so much like I feel like I have a family out here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he had. You could tell that he had just shut himself away, and that was his first time actually getting out and being a part of something, and breathing fresh air and being able to converse with humans. And
Part
that's
of the fam.
yeah, you know, and we are a fam, and we're planting seeds, and we're planting seeds all across this country.
Oh,
In minds young and old, and
yeah, find Freya, Johnny.
you know, we're gonna make this bloom. There's no doubt about it. I've been protesting. You know, I said this last night. I've been protesting free
No, no.
speech
No, when she
since
spoke.
you know, Dee Snyder went in there. So you know, it's just we have to keep having these conversations. It's sad, but that's our reality. And when we don't have these conversations, we lose. And all our amendment rights are under attack, and we have to do something about it, and we have to call it out. There, you know.
Absolutely.
I thought it was okay to suppress free speech if it was Trump.
Oh, sure. Yes, if you have TDS.
If it's people we don't like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Or if they pay us enough money to say something different, maybe it's okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that money.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta head out. Before I leave, though, I want to give a special shout out to Nico House, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have found out about Combo Couch. I wouldn't have found out about Steve Boykinen. I wouldn't have found out about Action for Assange, and I wouldn't have been inspired to do this kind of job, and be an activist. There are people before Nico that inspired me to get informed, but he inspired me to not only get informed but to take action. And all you guys have inspired me. Andrew, it was great seeing you today, buddy.
You too, man.
Awesome. That was an awesome event. And I'm glad that the weather was really fitting for the mood also.
Oh, dude, it was beautiful today. Like
yeah.
we couldn't have asked for a bluer sky or whiter clouds. Like it was incredible.
My allergies weren't even that bad.
Were there any cherry blossoms? Because I'm really sad we missed that last month.
There was some. There wasn't
Still
a whole
cool.
bunch left, but there was still a couple trees around the National Mall and like as I was driving in down 495 that were still pink.
We had a beautiful California jacaranda fairy walk through our protest, which was pretty magical, I thought. But I mean, we had good representation, and what I really love too is I love the participation from the street, from people in their cars, coming downtown to go shopping at the Funko shop or walk the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And we had a lot of support from cars driving by, which I didn't expect, and that makes me happy. That fills my sails to do more and keep having these conversations. And we had people there from old school media. We had people there that have been protesting for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And they have something to say, and that wisdom is so important because our next generation needs that wisdom to carry through.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the next generation.
All right, take care, guys. I love you all.
Love you, Franco. You're amazing, man, and you keep doing the job you do, man. I think you're being, you're providing a great. You're filling a void of young people trying to get out there, get noticed and whatnot, and you're bringing them on. You're having, conversations with some awesome people who got some great minds. And when you guys get together and you start having these conversations, I see a lot of confidence building where these people are going to keep going out to events, get their cameras out there. And you've been a really big part of that, man. And I'm glad that even though you're fairly new to the scene, I think you've made a great splash and you've tickled some people the wrong way, which is a good thing in our community. So you keep doing you, boo.
Yeah, I've seen that's a sign that you're doing a good job because I see it happening to you guys all the time, still happening to you guys. But we're all here together. We all got each other's backs. Wow. And special shout out to all the tech guys, Johnny and Sleepy J.
Yeah,
you guys do good work. Thank you guys for keeping the quality really great, so we can do these shows and have these conversations. But yeah, guys, take care.
We're about to watch.
Love you, Franco.
Love you.
Later, buddy.
Bye.
You can come sit down.
Come take a look. Come here, sit down. We have with us right now, Andrew, a karaoke champion. We got your picture up there of you in the streets in D.C. with the hat on and the megaphone.
Wonderful.
But we got it right here. I want you to listen to Andrew. We had one of the best speakers today. She didn't speak for long, but she said so much in such a short amount of time. Listen to this, buddy.
We got a high school teacher over there too as well.
Hello, my name is Freya King. I'm 10 years old, and Julian Assange has been in prison my whole life and has been abused and threatened, and his whole family has been threatened, and all I have to say is, can I cuss?
Yes.
Fuck censorship.
That's beautiful.
10 years old, brother. Got up there and said Julian Assange has been in prison the whole time I've been on this planet. How do you like them apples?
Damn straight. That's a scary thought to have, though.
Yeah.
Right? That it's been 10 years. But the thing that one of the things I was happy to be able to say, right? Because there's this whole concept of the chilling effect, right? That prosecuting a journalist or whistleblowers sends a chill through the media, which is true. That is 100%, right? You can see it by the state of our mainstream media right now. But what people don't really think about, and it was one of the questions that I was actually really happy to ask Rebecca Vincent from Reporters Without Borders, is what's the world going to look like once Julian's free? Like, because everyone talks about the chilling effect, but where's the conversation about the boiling effect? Where's the conversation about once the United States is forced to drop these charges and essentially admit that classified information is allowed to be released, that corruption is allowed to be released? Think about all of the social issues that we can then begin to address on a mass scale because we can have real factual information to organize around. So as we're honoring Julian as he's spent 730 days being literally tortured, there's a world that I can imagine and see that is way better than where we're at now. And it just takes more people like you guys, like the people that turned out in DC to make it happen. Because we had damn near 50 events in 30 countries on 5 continents. That is an event in almost every time zone, right? Like consider that. Consider 2 years ago how outside of the British embassy in the United States, there was protests for maybe an hour, right? That Julian got taken, a few dedicated people that are still turning up with us from Answer Coalition, from Code Pink, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now there is a steadfast movement. We have our first DC group forming, like Franco said. We have the West Coast and East Coast organizing wings. And not that there's nothing happening between now and July, but we get to organize until July 3rd, Julian's 50th birthday, right? 50th birthday.
So that's the next one then, huh?
That's not the next one. That's one of them. I'm hoping that we can do May and June to build momentum to July.
Climax.
Because what I would love to see like us do is get all these little events going, big events going, and then hit them up over the weekends. Like stop at one event, go to the next one that's 2 hours away, the next one that's 2 hours away from that. Almost like you would picture a campaign trail being, and just building support on a mass scale, going from location to location as the crew that's promoting these people, not as the ones organizing the events this time. So that's something that I'm super looking forward to, because here, at least by where I'm at in Ohio, there's people in Philadelphia that I can get involved. Me and Misty can do Columbus. There's the DC group now. We have friends in Philadelphia. We have Raleigh, North Carolina. Like there's so many opportunities for us to build and grow and form these more groups. So if you're someone that's just listening that didn't take action today because you were nervous or because there wasn't an event that you can find, consider being your action the next time one of these dates comes around. Because it really takes each and every one of us to make that conscious choice to stand up, because no one's going to save us. There's no one here, right, that's coming on the white horse from the clouds that's going to liberate humanity from the global tyrannical threat. Like that's called Project Bluebeam to manipulate the world, right? So I am so ecstatic coming out of this that people are actually fighting back, that there's this mass global community of people that are no longer taking it, that have no leader, that take orders from no person and organize outside of all political processes. Because that's the biggest thing we've accomplished, is there's no politician to walk away from this movement. There is just people charging it.
Yeah.
I've heard this one thing that a long time ago, that you have to fight for your right to party.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
And now you have to fight for your right to speak.
So you're telling me the Democratic Party isn't here to save me?
Good luck. However, now is the time to stand up. Now is the time to find your voice. Now is the time to plant seeds and make them come to fruition, because we have a very limited piece of time to make actionable change in this country. And it's going to take a lot more than those of us who've spoken here, all of the people around the world that were standing up for this situation. And we're going to need to mass produce that in a very short period of time, because our amendment rights are under attack.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what your platform is, doesn't matter what your issue is. If you can't get on board with this, it does not matter.
So
and
it was,
we can't say that again.
It was Trump that took away habeas corpus, right?
That was Obama.
Oh, God damn.
Which goes to my final point before we jump off this couch and let the whole Action for Assange crew get in here, because we got to go make pasta and stuff like that.
It is dinner
but
time.
Yeah, I mean, now a lot of people. I was hoping to see some people out there today that were my old activist friends that maybe started coming around and seeing the shit we were talking about for so long. I mean, Biden's been in office for how long? And what has changed? If anything, it's gotten worse.
Not a damn
the
thing.
censorship has gotten worse.
Yep.
I talk all the time. $16 million the Biden campaign was given by big tech, and less than $1 million for Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Whitney Webb was on the show, and she said it's going to be like censorship on steroids, and she didn't lie. And we knew, I mean, we were educated from the Action Assange crew that when Biden got in, it wasn't going to change. In fact, there might have been a slim, tiny Steve was saying never chance, we thought, we hoped, from Trump maybe doing a pardon because he walked around saying WikiLeaks. But that wasn't the case. And so everybody's got to look in the mirror right now and realize what's what. And the first thing we have to fight for is our freedom of speech, our freedom of press. And we got to fight for Julian, because we are all Julian Assange. And that's all I have to say.
I want to say it's the patriotic thing to do.
Yeah.
The one beautiful thing about Trump not pardoning Julian, right, is that it pulled that final mask off of the empire, right? Because every single major institution that was organizing for Trump demanded Julian get pardoned. It was the first and only thing that Trump's supporters ever demanded from him, and he walked away from it. Hey, I've never seen you like this before. This is so exciting. Yay, we just need Misty. I'm so sad she's not here.
I know.
But hey, on some real shit though, for you and Steve and Glory, Josh, I owe you guys the biggest thank you. Coming out of January into February, I was in a really bad place mentally, and you guys picked up what I couldn't do and ran with it, with the Clovers for Assange, and now we are all Assange. So I want to say thank you for being family, for putting up with what I was doing, with the bullshit that I said, and everything, because it really means a lot that we're still sticking through, and now we have two distinct organizing entities, separate but yet still the same. So I fucking appreciate you guys for what it's worth.
Love you, brother.
Cheers, man.
Love you too, man.
Thanks, Andre.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too, Steve. I love you too, Glory.
Thanks, Andrew. Love you too. Oh.
But yeah.
Again, man, the wholesome, adorable, a joy to be around.
Yeah, look at us.
That's and to hear people talk, you would think we were Satan. Like
I just want to add one thing to that. Anyone hating on fucking Pasta Fee and Johnny can kiss my fucking ass. These are three of the kindest fucking people I've ever met in my life. So
see, I still haven't found anyone talking shit about me from my Tucker Carlson interview.
Andre,
you killed it, by the way. You killed it on that.
We talked about this last night. Unfortunately, you had to follow Jimmy Dore, which sucked up all of the fake outrage out of the progressive spaces on social media. So the next time you're in DC for an event, if you get the opportunity to go back on the Tucker Carlson show, it's Kendrick Christian, and
she texted me immediately after. Was like, "You have never said my name right."
Oh, dude, it's so funny. So funny.
It's so painful. Like, I hate my brain
you're A-phrase
sometimes.
pasta. Let's keep it real.
But also, never mind. You get it.
But yeah, man. So what was the biggest thing that happened today? Like, what's your standout thing? Because that speech by that little
The
girl
honking.
was fucking
The
powerful.
honking. We got a lot of honks.
Yeah.
A lot of honks.
The amount of
the fire department honked us, man. Like,
that's
you
good
you
shit.
get you get the fire department in any protest, you good. They don't fuck around with cops.
They got the fire hoses. They won't give them to him this time.
Yeah.
No, again, it makes me encouraged, I guess, to see people from the media that we don't interact with show up at these. Makes me encouraged. Like, dude, we had an Anon drive down from fucking Montana for this. Dude, Montana. Like, big shout out to Grizzly. The awareness has been built. The work is 92 going into 93 weeks of doing this work, and now you can see tangible results. At least here in the United States, where 17 months ago or whatever, it wasn't here. 20 months ago, it wasn't here.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And the support that was around was faint at the most, because you had the entire portion of the internet that once supported Julian and scoured the WikiLeaks releases essentially be turned against them by an FBI operation. Right? So that's something that we finally got past through this time as well, that I hope the internet learned about, that you don't trust message boards. You don't trust anonymous faces telling you things, right? You trust the people that are doing the actions and in the streets. Because the moment one of us tries, like, if any of us literally said, hey, you should vote for Joe Biden, we would get fucking laughed off of our own platforms and lose everyone that believes in us, because people aren't here because we're selling something. They're here because we're demanding action and change. And I'm just glad that we have such a good crew doing it.
Yeah, we've definitely come a long way in a couple years. Like,
yeah,
100%.
Like a Virginia Slims commercial.
You've come a long way, baby.
Fee is gonna murder us if we don't get up there to eat.
Yeah, no, you guys have been fucking killing it. You guys need to go get something to eat. I got about 2 hours of driving still before I get home.
Thank you to everyone that came out.
Yes.
You guys gave me that boost that I needed to keep going.
And thank you to everyone who donated to like the last minute GoFundMe, man. You thank you. Like, this doesn't really happen, without some support, and I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. It was so fucking wonderful.
Do you remember back in like November 2019 when we're like, we only have 3 months to try to get something going in February for Julian's trial?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're able now to, not us, but as a community, get people out in almost every populated continent in the world.
I mean, that was our goal: decentralize this shit.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm thrilled that it's started to actually do that. It's not just us doing it; it's other groups taking the reins and doing what they can do in their communities. So, thank you, all of you who have done that.
Yeah,
Stevie, thank you. Stevie said Eli wanted me to tell you guys free Julian Assange. We got to get out of here. Yeah, thank you, Andre. Drive
I did the
safe,
jazz hands.
buddy.
Y'all can't see it.
Huh?
I said I did my jazz hands. You just can't see it.
Okay.
That was for Misty.
We're all getting. Yeah, I don't know. I love you guys. Huge thanks to the Convo Couch for putting us up and putting up with us
guys,
and for feeding us.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I love these kids. I love these kids.
And yeah, thanks to everybody that came out. Thanks to everybody that made this possible. Thanks to everybody who's been watching live streams and in the chats. And we appreciate the hell out of the tips. And
lots of pictures coming, I promise.
And Josh has like 400 or 500 pictures, so we're gonna have some stuff up. Probably look for a lot of that on the Slow News Day website.
Yep. That's exactly
at slownewsdayshow.com.
And it will all be Creative Commons, so you can take them, the images, do whatever the hell you want with them.
And it'll all be Creative Commons.
Correct.
Because that's how we roll.
Yep.
But yeah, we love you guys. We will see you soon. I think we have something cooked up with the Convo Couch tomorrow.
It's happening, Johnny Buttons.
Yeah, it's happening. Good luck to us all.
Love y'all. Oh my God, I was just on camera with